Hello, my dearest, fondest America. I'm going to read you a story tonight from the State News. Michigan State's Independent Voice. Now, this is the 1-year anniversary edition of the Michigan State University shooting. Okay, and you'll notice who's on the front page. Izzo. Okay, that's great. Big name, whatever. But why is he like the only big name on the front page of the 1-year anniversary? And right below it is the church symbol, the fish eating our children's heart, basically. And that's also the heart, if you go on the FBI.gov's website, is associated with child trafficking and pedophilia. Okay? So remember, I look at symbols and I try to decode them. And I ask the question, okay, why is he on there? He's the coach of the basketball team. He had nothing to do with the shooting. Why would they put him on the front page? Why would they put the number 22 right below him? Okay, you got to ask that question. Why is Izzo on the front page? Number one, there's no reason for him to be on there. So now I'm going to ask, why is he? Why is Izzo on the front page? I'm going to call the general manager of the State News and ask him that. Why don't you put the pictures of the 3 kids that died? Just them. Why did you put other kids? I mean, probably weren't even there. Why didn't you put the kids that died so people can remember them? If that's what it's about, you're doing a memorial. You talk about doing a memorial in here, spending $300,000 on a memorial, but you put Izzo on the front page. He's won a lot of games, but he's nothing to do with that shooting. Hopefully, well, okay. And then again, next page is like a right area, right where the shooting was with the little sunlight. Remember what they say at the Catholics? Sunlight is the disinfectant for all. Okay, let the light shine upon it. Okay. I'm going to read you, this is from the Chief of Police, okay? Spartans protecting Spartans. First responders share their experiences. Okay, they don't interview the parents of the victims or anything, nothing. They go to the first responders who obviously failed miserably, okay? MSU Chief of Police, Chris Rosman, was at his home, okay, the night of February 13th. When he first got word there was a potential active shooter on campus, he quickly went to look at his phone to track the calls that were coming into the station in live time. Okay, so you have live time surveillance. That's what that tells me. Once he saw the large amount coming in, he instantly knew that it wasn't a false alarm. It was real. I let my wife finish putting the kids to bed because he was so real about it. And I jumped in my car and started heading back to work, as did so many other officers and administrators. So I want to know the time this chief left his house, because he's in charge. We don't even hear from him at the press conference. Chief Rosman. I saw the it was the deputy chief. So why didn't we hear from him? I mean, I've seen enough crooked cops, like literally across the country and in my hometown, affect my life. Again, one of them was involved with poisoning my mother. Okay, so I'm questioning every cop, which I have a right to do because of that one. He lost the trust for every one of you. And now when I read your reports and I see this fluff piece, I'm questioning it all over. I'm looking, is there dirty cops? So now I want to know when the chief of police got the first call. He doesn't give a time. And I want to know when he arrived. What were his whereabouts? Where was Chief Rosman? Okay, on the way from his house, when he said, I let my wife put the kids to bed, until he arrived at command. I want to know where he was. I want to know every inch he traveled, okay? Rosman headed to the unified command post that MSU PD had established on West Circle. So you had time to establish a command post, but you haven't sent anybody in to go after the shooter. Okay, you're fired, all of you, by the way. Possibly going to prison for a cover-up. Okay. There he was tasked with being responsible for media relations. Oh, so the chief is now media relations. He's not in charge of finding the shooter. To keep public updated on the situation at hand. Here's a quote from the chief. At the time, it was so crucial for us to get messaging out to the community. Not just that there's been a shooting or act of violence and to shelter in place, but additional information in terms of what exactly is occurring. I mean, he just told us in the first paragraph, it's an active shooter. That's why he went to campus. That doesn't make sense. Okay? Is there a description of the suspect? Yes, there is. But you didn't release it until a certain time when you could have done it a lot earlier. Why? A reporter asked you, one of your members at the press conference. You didn't give him a clear answer. You mansplained him or silver-tongued him. Okay? Rosman said that from previous crisis communication training, he knew there would be lots of misinformation going around. Okay. He decided early on, and what misinformation? He decided early on to take the approach of making sure that they made it clear that people should be going to them for accurate information. Huh. Is that how investigations are supposed to work? No, you go to us for the information. Huh. On the situation. Here's a quote from him. Because we couldn't address what the misinformation was, he just said I lied, okay, at the time. There was just so much out there. We just really wanted to be the voice of the incident. So you wanted to tell your story. Whether that was on social media, by an issued alert, in front of the cameras, we knew that it was important to have unified messaging to our community. Okay, great. They sent out an emergency text. They don't have the shooter's name or picture. And that was like at least 15, 20 minutes after the initial incident. That command post at MSU, the police department, Dr. Chermak, my criminal justice professor, showed us a video the first day of class of their live command center. It's like the frickin' NSA in there. They know exactly, they have drones flying over. Like I saw them on the first week of school, the spring semester. Like, the police have a lot of questions they need to answer. Rosman, who attended MSU himself, has been with MSU Police and Public Safety since 2001. Okay, and here's the other thing. How long did it take MSU Police and authorities to investigate the Berkey Hall crime scene? When was the crime scene cleared? Where are the pictures of the crime scene? The bullet holes, the shooting, the victims, the dead bodies? Where can we go view all this? So we know you're not lying. You could just prove us, put it all out there. Here's our story. Go, you can see where, nope, there's holes. You got a lot of donuts, and I ate them all. Okay? He said that he couldn't, here's what he said about a memorial shooting, active shooter, about himself. He said that he didn't anticipate spending his entire career at MSU, but said that he is proud of not only the university, but the police department as well. Even turning down an opportunity to work in the federal law enforcement, to continue working for the, I don't buy that. So now I'm questioning this guy because he's talking about himself when he should be talking about the victims or the suspect or the investigation. Why are you talking about yourself? That's not what leaders do. Okay? And I really want to know why he wasn't interviewed. Why didn't he give any information? Like, for all we know, America, this guy could have literally went and killed McRae. And like, who knows? Or he could have been the shooter. We don't know. I'm not saying he is. But that's one question I would have to check off with how much corruption I've seen. Without having a cop in my hometown help poison my mother with rat poison. Because she found out about the dirty cops. Dirty churches. Not stop it. You're going to be held accountable. Every corrupt officer in America, you will be held accountable. It's wrong. It's black or white, wrong or right. And I'm going off your words, your story. Our police department has a pretty storied history protecting our community. Yeah. Rosman, what about Larry Nassar and the Michigan State gymnastics scandal? You really protected the community there. That's historical. Rosman has responded to multiple critical incidents throughout his career, both on and off campus, but nothing that holds the same magnitude as what happened on February 13th, he said. Despite this, his department has trained for years to respond to low-frequency, high-risk events. Why did you suck at this one, such as an active shooter situation? There are things that you're probably not going to see. You may not see, but if you do, they are very critical incidents, he said. Those are the ones we train a lot on because we don't get the experience in real life. Rosman said that what happened on February 13th didn't change the way he approached or felt about his job. He was proud. Nothing changed. I gotta correct nothing. That's what he just said. Chief. He's the chief. You're fired. But that has reinforced the importance of the job he has. In this case, it really comes to light why we are experts in the area of public safety. You just let multiple people get shot. You let your kids get put to bed before you even decide to head to the shooting, you said, in your own statements. So, you're experts in public safety? Buddy, listen to yourself. And security, and why we do certain things, he said. East Lansing Fire Department Captain James Ledisky said that he had a similar reaction to Rosman when he first heard of a potential active shooter. So they're making this about the first responders feeling bad. That's about it. And I got a huge question here, firefighter. Why was this East Lansing Fire Department Captain James Ledisky photographed next to his fire truck on February 2nd? That's 11 days before the shooting. It's like they planned that picture. Like, yep. So, State News General Manager, did you not ask any of these tough questions? And why did you put Izzo on the front page when he had nothing to do with the shooting? Are you making him involved with it now by putting him there? You just put him in, you just involved whoever put this picture there. He had nothing, nobody knew he had anything to do with this shooting. But he goes on the 1-year anniversary print. Why? Why is he there? Tell me why he's there. Nothing to do with the shooting. Not a witness. Nothing. So I want to know, here's what I want to know. Basically, Brian, the frat guy, okay? That was the target in my mind. Like, that guy knew something about Izzo. And the church. I'm sure it's Izzo and the church, because why? Why? And I'm sure it's a lot of university alum. That's the church's symbol. I mean, that's them. Right there, the fish. That's Izzo. Doesn't this kid get some answers? I want to know what was found on his property. I want to see everything in that kid's backpack. I want to go through his computer. Okay? I want to go through anything he had. What he's